Good evening. Good evening from New York. This is my review for Married to Medicine, Season 12, Episode 5. Now, I just finished watching the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City finale, and I'm just wondering what in the blue hell did I just watch? Like, I'm just really kind of just trying to unpack that, and maybe scheduling this recap after this was not the best idea. I'm going to turn my notifications off right quick and get my notes for y'all. I actually enjoyed this episode a lot. It was a really meaty episode, unlike Potomac. So yeah, this is gonna be a little bit of a longer review than last night. But yeah, y'all, I cannot wait to recap that finale. That was something. I was texting Brooke. I was just like, what is this? Anyway, y'all, my friend gave me an edible, and you know, I'm always kind of just with edibles that I've never tried before. So I'm just doing half of it. Okay. Doesn't taste bad, but ooh, it tastes a little strong. We'll see. We'll see. This is live. This is live right now, y'all. Just waiting until some of y'all get in the chat. And y'all, if you're watching the replay, just fast forward through this. How are y'all doing tonight? While I finish this edible, let me read off my top fans, because I'm going to start doing this because, it's because of y'all that I'm even able to do this. So I want to make sure I give y'all's flowers too. So top fans right now, Terry Smith 632, thank you for your support. Music Neurons, thank you for your support. His Bookie B, he doesn't let me finish it. This is number 3. And number 2, we have Shani 9053. Thank you for your support. And at number 1 right now, it is John Nation R9627. Thank y'all so much. Yay, first live of the year. Greetings from London. Currently at the gym trying to work off my holiday carbs. What time is it there? Isn't it like 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3? Is it 3 a.m. there? 3 or 4 a.m.? Please update me. What time is it in London? I love your tenacity. It is 2 a.m. in London? Well, all right. You better than me. You are better than me. But all right, let's get into this Married to Medicine episode. We opened the episode at Toya's residence. Her and Eugene are having a heart-to-heart after the events of what happened in the last episode. Eugene is being the bigger person here. I mean, no shock there. Immediately apologizing for his part in the argument, even though I still think he didn't do anything wrong. Like, the men just didn't want to participate in Toya's silly ass hula hoop game. Like they didn't want to do this, with their hips because they're very insecure, chauvinist men. And they probably thought it was gay. And that's really why they didn't want to do it. Let's just be honest. Oh, you think the gummy's going to kick in? I'm waiting to see if the gummy's going to kick in. It's only half of it. It's supposed to be 20 milligrams. That's what she told me. But look, we'll find out, y'all. So then Eugene, however, does tell Toya that she needs to take ownership of how she spoke to him in front of their friends. Now, some of whom he points out have made very emasculating jokes at his expense. And then production does give us a clip show. Your husband is literally the definition of a big ass bitch. Ooh, Contessa ate with that. She definitely did. Followed by cracks about his penis size. Which, again, if it wasn't for Toya, we wouldn't even know about Eugene's manhood. Like, damn. Mm-mm-mm. Look, I was about to say something, but that's Patreon content, y'all. I can't be, going too off the handle on here. But yeah, Toya is trying to defend herself when she said, be the leader to Eugene. And he lets her know it's not what you said, it's how you said it. And Toya needs to be thankful she found someone that loves her more than she loves him. That's a good man, Savannah. Like, Eugene is just so good to this woman, and the way she treats him, it's crazy. But he's still with her. But yeah, Toya is still having an issue saying what she did wrong, but excuse me, she eventually gets there with help from Eugene, and they're in a good place again. So yeah, next scene, we're at Brandy's house, and she's having a play date with Dr. Mimi and Angel's kids. I thought this was nice to have a scene with just the newbies. Brandy has 4 kids under the age of 8. My God. Angel has 2 kids, and Mimi just brought her daughter. She says because she felt like bringing her son who has special needs wouldn't be the best idea. Probably because he would be, overstimulated, and she would have to really watch him. Now, I'm not sure if y'all saw this, but I saw some people online having an issue with her talking about her son, just comfortably saying why she didn't bring him and kind of making a joke out of it. And I was like, she didn't do anything wrong, in my opinion. And first, if you don't have a child with special needs, be quiet. Be quiet. Like, she already said in the past, she's had to reimburse people for things that were broken. And look, in that environment with, there's already a bunch of kids with also, 10 people, production with cameras and boom mics. Like, I'm pretty sure that is a lot of stimulation for a child, with special needs. So I say that all to say that give Mimi a break. To the people that were kind of offended by that, I was just so confused. In this scene, we finally hear like Angel speak, like she's just not, only Quad's friend that's tagging along for once. They're asking her about, her single life, since, she is a single mom or whatever. And I feel like, is she the only single person in the group? I think she is. She is the only single one in the group. Correct me if I'm wrong in the chat. But yeah, they're thinking that, oh, you're single. You're like, how is it? How is it? And she's like, well, actually, I'm more focused on kids and work. And she says she wants to date, but being a single mom is difficult. Now, we find out that she has 2 baby daddies. I tried to Google who the other baby daddy was. One is an NBA player who was caught in a scandal. I think if you Google her baby daddy's name, he had some type of guy put him on blast with Tasha K, and he recorded himself in bed while her baby daddy was asleep. Yeah, I was doing my research. I was like, whoa. And then I'm not sure who the other baby daddy is. If y'all know, let me know. Because if you Google it, it says that Rockstar is her baby daddy, but Google is confusing Angel Love with Angel Brinks from Basketball Wives. I could see the mistake, but yeah. Anyway, production asks about, the fathers and do they help support her? And Angel does not want to discuss them. She says she does it all. And I mean, that's fair if she don't want to talk about it. She's only a friend. She ain't got to tell all of her business. But I'm pretty sure, bare minimum, that her baby daddies are giving her child support checks. I'm pretty sure. Angel also seems like she don't really know what she wants in a partner, because they're asking her like what qualities you want in a man. And yeah, I think Angel flopped in this scene, because this is the time, girl, where you have all eyes, you have the camera on you, you have speaking time, and you don't want to share. Like, this is the time for you to overshare so we can get to know you more. Like, another Angel that's a disappointment to me. That's all. So yeah, they realize that maybe she don't want to tell her business, but they agree that they too, Mimi and Brandy, don't want to tell their business either. Like, they don't think the women are a safe space. But I'm watching this, I'm like, y'all do know y'all on a reality show, right? Like, this is why, like, this is, why you get to be on TV, because you signed on the dotted line that you would tell your business. Like, I wouldn't mind being on a reality show, granted what reality show it is, but I know that if it's about my life, I'm going to have to say some shit. Maybe that's embarrassing. Maybe I have to talk about myself. But yeah, we'll see. Anyway, Brandy jokes that Mimi is good at not telling her business because she deflects. Mimi disagrees with her and then brings up Toya's behavior in the last episode at the party as deflection. So we cut to Mimi's confessional, and she is kind of dragging Toya. She calls her an energy vampire, and also insinuating that Toya doesn't have restraint or emotional maturity. And did y'all catch the Drew Sidora shout out? Like, as she says Toya was being Delulu. Wow. I never even heard that Drew Sidora song. But yeah, I'm hoping somebody in this scene is messy and brings this back to Toya, because I'm ready to see Dr. Mimi be pulled in the mess. Because you stepped over your girl Sweet Tea to get this contract to be full-time. So if you're going to be full-time, I want to see you in the mess, doctor. Anyway, yeah, Mimi has a lot to say in the confessionals. She need to bring that energy to the scene. And I know y'all ain't going to like what I have to say, but I don't like a confessional gangster. And y'all know, like, she's my girl, but Garcelle on Beverly Hills, she was a confessional gangster most of the time. Most of the time. Because when it was time for her to get all this out, when they all jumped her ass and Sutton left her hanging out to dry, walked off. Bye. Like that, I was just like, damn. Anyway. So then next scene, Dr. Simone and her sister are at lunch together. Is it just me? But like, this is the first time I've seen Simone's sister on this show. I was a little surprised, like, oh, she has a sister? Because the way she said that's her best friend, like, I don't remember seeing her. So please let me know in the chat or in the comment section below. Has Simone brought up, her sister, or has her sister been on this show before? Oh, child, these people are about to jump on you for bringing Garcelle. I'm just being real. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to lose some subscribers because, look, for some reason, I can't get to 17.2K. Like, somebody keep on following me, but it's all right. It's all right. Like, I'm not here for lip service. I am here for an honest opinion. Ooh, you know what? This edible is a little strong. A little strong. I feel like a little tingle right now. Anyway, thank you for agreeing with me, Jazz. So, of course, Simone is venting to her sister about what happened with Cecil and her boys and how she's starting to feel resentment. Meanwhile, across town, we see Cecil and his brother coming over to visit him. We find out that Cecil's brother just recently had a divorce, so he lives in ATL now. And I think Cecil better be careful before he join his brother. But yeah, speaking of that, they're discussing Simone, and his brother is giving him advice to have a united front with his wife. And it seemed like he's speaking from a place where he doesn't want his brother to end up like him. We're now going back and forth between Simone and Cecil with their siblings. Excuse me. Simone says maybe Cecil parents the way he does because his father was so strict on him that he didn't want, to be that way with his sons. And I thought that was, some good perspective. Side note, we have over 100 people in the room. Make sure you like the video. Participate in the chat, the live chat. I'll be reading it, during my notes. And also subscribe. Thank you. But yeah, I must say in this scene, Simone and Cecil's siblings was offering them some great advice. Great advice. We get back to Cecil and child, he is very passionate saying, our parents work hard so we wouldn't have to go through the same as them. So my boys don't have to stand in line in the financial aid line for 3 hours like I did in Morehouse. When I came up, I said my boys will never have to stand in line for financial aid. Child, I was like, okay. I did see the comedy in this, even though I knew he meant well. So I was reading on Twitter because I just got to go and just look at these opinions. Like, I was like, not him comparing standing in the financial aid line like it was like the welfare line or like a soup kitchen. I'm like, calm down. Like, also, the process is done online these days, sir. So, and I also think there's nothing wrong with help. Because, look, just to give y'all information about me, I went to LSU, and of course, I had FAFSA assistance, of course, Sally Mae, and my mom committed to paying off my student loans for me. But like I worked my ass off during college to the point where I couldn't even get an internship. Like I had to work to get my car. I started at 19 working at Applebee's. I bust tables because back in the day, it's a little story time. Me and my roommate, we're both Black, and the Black man manager told us that he could only hire one of us as a server. And since my roommate, he had the car, I didn't. And I guess he had a little bit more experience than I did with customer service. Like, I was like, okay, well, I'll take the busser position, but I was only a busser for 3 weeks, and then I moved up to a server. It was Baton Rouge around 2004. So yeah, it was a little backwards in Baton Rouge with the whole race thing. But yeah, like that's how I bought my first car at the age of 19. Like, just was saving money, working, and I worked while I was going to school. But I appreciate my mom for helping me like pay off my student loans. So yeah, I don't have anything to pay. And look, when I left college, I had a bad taste in my mouth. I mean, I know not everyone has a great college experience. I had a great college experience because of like my experience with friends and like just the whole college experience. Yeah, I learned shit, but I graduated in 2008 in the middle of a recession. So yeah, I wasn't gonna put myself in further debt in higher education, especially. So yeah, anyway, that was all for me to say that, look, I appreciated my mom helping me like that, but I still worked. So yeah. Also, he continues saying, we as Black people get so caught up in struggling that we think those behind us have to struggle too. Now, look, I also get what he's saying with that. But I feel like this more so applied to, remember Real Housewives of Atlanta when Todd wanted his daughter to struggle? When she was trying to work for herself, but she just needed some assistance. He was just like, no, she gotta work. I was like, sir. And then turning down help from Candy to help her ass out. I thought that was crazy. But when it comes to Cecil kids, I thought it was a little different because every facet of their living expenses are paid for, as well as their education is being covered by their parents. Well, parent. And the least that they can do is get a job, or like just like they aren't doing anything. And then you spending 60K too? Like, and then it just came off so ungrateful, you know? So I just think their situation was a little different. And I think Cecil isn't seeing the whole picture. That's just my opinion on it. I would love to know y'all opinion on Cecil's soliloquy because that was very passionate. I have 4 boys and needed some EBT, even though I was a single mother working my ass off as a medical assistant. I live in State where we get paid pretty well, so I don't look down on assistants. Exactly. Like it. I get what Cecil was trying to say, but it came off as like, I would never want them to be on financial aid. I was like, I mean, it helps. It's nice not to have to need it, you know? And also, I don't even think they probably would have qualified. Would they? For I don't know. Anyway, so then Cecil's brother tells him that he's been saying I this and I that when it should be we, because he's in a partnership, and stay conscious of your wife. Also, I think it was his gentle way of saying Simone is the breadwinner, fam. You got to remember that. So, yeah, we're back with Simone, who's become emotional, talking to her sister, saying she feels like her husband and kids are not considering her. She's at her breaking point and is so tired. Her sister then goes over to comfort her. Now, after this scene, like, you know, however you feel about Simone or Cecil, I really appreciated them being vulnerable in their household. And I feel like, again, this is why Married to Medicine has gone on for so long, because this is real shit that they're talking about and that we can really have a dialogue about. You know, like what other Bravo show is talking about that? So the next scene, oh God, I forgot about this one. Quad and Kane, they are headed to Ghana for her 3rd round of egg retrieval. His smug, lemon-faced ass already clowning her about how she's packing. And then we see in a flashback that the ladies had a Ghana-themed gathering to kind of send her off as she's on her way to Ghana. I was just like, damn, they cut the whole scene out. I'm guessing, like, was it just not interesting? I don't know. But anyway, Kane, because he ain't nobody king, is asking her, what happens if you don't get the results you're looking for? Because he wants her to be practical. She then asks him, where is this coming from? Because you told me that you didn't mind doing this for me. He says this process has been nonstop. And I guess he means with the, like, you know, the doctor visits, the Ghana visits, as well as the trials, the hormone shots or whatever. Like, audience, do we see red flags here? Put a red flag in the chat if you see a red flag. I been saw them when last season he was talking about their living situation and not wanting to live in another woman's home. So this is just another red flag to me. Thank you, Chris Ray, for the super chat. He made a post on Instagram that his goal is to spend 70K this year. I saw that, and I'm going to wait till the reunion to see what Simone has to say about that, because it looks like, you know, he didn't really learn anything from that. Anywho, where was I? So, where was I? Oh, so yeah, Quad can have a baby by herself if that's what she really wants. But Kang, he even says in their confessional that they went straight from the honeymoon phase into the IVF process. And he thinks it's taking a toll on their relationship. Now, to me, I thought this scene was a little painful to watch. I had some secondhand embarrassment how Quad was basically needing to stroke his fragile ego and make sure she acknowledged that he is the one sacrificing a lot for her to become the mother that she always wanted to be. And it just seemed like he's going along to get along. He doesn't even really want a child. He even then jokes that he wants her to pack for him, which he's not joking. He wants her to, like, be in a subservient role, much like her friend Heavenly. But yeah, Quad, if you haven't ran already, I really hope you have this baby, and I hope it's worth it. I really do. Let me see. What happened to the child Quad adopted? Also, what happened to her nephew living with her? I guess it was just plotline kids. I know she had a tragedy happen to her where her niece, but I don't think she was living with her. Quiet always tries to play like she's a submissive and demure woman, but she's clearly an alpha and dom person. She kind of shrinks for this relationship. It's awful to see. Exactly. Nail on the head. Totally agree with that. She purposely shrinks for him. But yeah, next scene, Simone is orchestrating an event where the ladies can make their own handbags. She was inspired to throw this because of Toya and Heavenly's feud over a fake Balenciaga bag, allegedly. But considering it's Heavenly and she didn't really say if it's real or not, it might, I guess it was a fake bag. I will say though, Toya started this whole beef between her and Heavenly over this fake bag. And Simone, you are absolutely being shady having this event. So then, meanwhile, we're with Mimi and Heavenly together on their way to Simone's event. They're talking about the group chat where Toya and Heavenly were going at it again. Yeah, something else transpired. So Toya sent the group a text about Father's Day and, how she's praising Eugene or whatever. And then Heavenly responds saying that you need to tell your husband this on camera, implying that she's mean to him all the time. And I don't disagree. I don't. And then production, they gave us a little clip show of several times when Toya has disrespected him, including the time where she threw a dinner roll at him in front of everyone. Yes. So then Heavenly claims she wasn't being shady. We cut back to Toya saying it was definitely a dig by Heavenly and her relationship with Eugene is fine. So then we have the ladies, they're arriving, and Toya's already throwing major shade at Heavenly before she gets there, talking about how she wears fake designer. Contessa is the last to arrive, and even before Toya said it, I was like, what is she wearing? Like, where are you going, Contessa? Like, she was dressed for a night out for a daytime event. Like this shiny blue, like wrap dress that was kind of what do you call it? Like it was transparent in the little breast area so you can see her bra. Like everyone was just looking at her crazy. And then Messy Productions shows us like there's been several occasions where Contessa has dressed oddly for an event. Oh, thank you, Andrea. Tips aren't required, but are greatly appreciated. Cash App, $ CDiggy1. Thank you. If you want to. Translucent. Thank you. That was the word I was looking for. I'm a little high. Just a little bit. So then, meanwhile, across town, Scott is holding a gathering, for the men. Y'all know I love when they have these little separate camera time for the men's scenes. But yeah, I don't care what they're discussing. So back with the ladies, they start the purse making activities. So when the instructor is telling them about using real leather, Toya says, well, some people aren't used to that. All the ladies clock that shade towards Heavenly. Heavenly is trying to hold her mule, but Toya clearly wants all the smoke. And then Toya, she continues by taking out Heavenly's purse and displaying it for everyone to see so they can see the difference between real and fake leather. She is doing the most right now, the absolute most. So then Heavenly goes over to get her bag and says, I don't know about that. All I'm worried about is my portfolio and how it's thicker than a lot of people here. So then we cut to Heavenly's confessional saying how caught up Toya is about labels when she doesn't have nothing else going on. Do we agree with that? Do we agree? Oh, a drag. The Wendy Ocephal of Married to Medicine, always dressing for an occasion that's not happening. Exactly. Like every now and then Wendy kills it on the look, but then it's just like, girl, what are you doing? Like, are you on your way to a photo shoot? Like, because no one else is dressing like this. You're not on the Beverly Hills set. And even then, like, they don't be like trying to dress like that. Like, everybody want to be Erica Jane. Like, shit. Anyway, I will say, with Heavenly's comment, Toya is definitely new money and cares way too much about status and labels. So the activity continues, and the ladies are in the process of making some hideous bags. We then see Contessa mention on camera that Scott paid his way through med school by selling fake Coach bags. I just think not everything has to be said, Like, I'm glad she shared that, but I'm not sure if that was a wise idea. But she does say the statute of limitations passed, so she ain't snitching on her man. But she just thinks it's funny that he was the plug at one point. Still, I would have been okay with her not sharing that. She didn't have to do that. So now we're back with the men, and Eugene is just giving an update on how him and Toya are after she embarrassed him at the party. But he also calls out how the other men's wives tend to attack his manhood when they argue with her. So then Curtis, he brings up the point that, well, Toya is kind of guilty too, as well as the other women for coming at the husbands. And it just is what it is. So then back with the other ladies, Simone is trying to mediate between Heavenly and Toya and try to tell Toya that Heavenly's text wasn't intended as a dig. But Toya ain't buying it as she reads their text thread out loud for the group and everyone else there at this event. Heavenly maintains that it was positive. Angel then speaks up on, in Toya's defense, like an audience member at BravoCon. I was like, okay, thank you for that, Angel. You can close your mouth now. Like, that was it. That was all we heard from Angel in the scene, and that was it. It was just kind of awkward, her addressing Heavenly. Was it just me? I mean, I get it. Like, maybe she just wanted a scene to talk, but I was just like, okay. So then Heavenly tells Toya, Toya then tells Heavenly to keep my husband's name out your mouth. And then Heavenly tells her, well, stop saying negative shit about your husband. Like, she says he might like it. I don't know. Now, what's funny is I said this last night. I did a review, like a throwback review on season 3, episode 4 of Married to Medicine. And even back then, 9 seasons ago, she was berating him in front of everybody. And I said, I I think Eugene gets a little aroused when Toya insults him in public. Like he gets a little bulge or something down there when, she tries to embarrass him. Like, is it a kink? So I just thought it was funny, like how Heavenly said it seemed like he liked it. But anywho, Toya tells Heavenly to shut the fuck up, and now it's a yelling match back and forth. Dr. Jackie then gets everybody's attention and starts to get emotional. Like, she was given the energy. You remember Medea's family reunion when everybody was fighting, and then Cicely Tyson's character got everybody's attention? On this land, booty shaking, look at us, family. Like, I feel like that's the energy that she was given. She was just like, we are at a place where we can help each other. We are a group. I was like, cue the violins. Like she says, Toya and Heavenly have never been this broken before. I'm just like, I don't know. Like, this whole argument between them seems tame compared to earlier seasons. Maybe, I don't know. Do y'all agree? So then Jackie is now being a mediator and has successfully de-escalated the argument. Toya thinks Heavenly enjoys insulting people, and that's just who she is. And then later on, we see the ladies' bags are finished, and the majority of them look very ugly. Very ugly. Those bags, oh my God. Like crafts. Arts and crafts. Like comically bad. Oh my God, Chris, your impressions are so funny. I didn't know you were this hilarious. Ever since the Meredith impression on the bus with the fisheye lens. Thank you. I don't know. I just be imitating what I see, But I hear a lot of people like my impressions. I love a good impression. Bare minimum Jackie as usual. Oh, drag her. But yeah, we then cut to Heavenly's confessional saying she does not have a problem with Toya. And she says she will always be there for her. If she needs help paying her rent, she will be there to help. And Heavenly cannot help herself with throwing shade Toya's way. I like Jackie's bag the most. It was the least ugly. But yeah, the credits are rolling, and it looks like the ladies are choosing peace for now. And that is where the episode ends, y'all. I thought this was a pretty good episode. I was entertained, definitely more so than Potomac. Toya is carrying this season, y'all, on her back. However I feel about her, however annoying she is carrying the story along. Like, I can't wait for the next episode, but damn, I feel like Toya is like the center stethoscope, of this season. As far as the episode, I give this an 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. Enjoyable. And yeah, they have not given us a bad episode yet. So golf claps for Married to Medicine so far. I like where the season is going. And from the promo, I'm a little excited for the next episode. I can't wait to see what happens. Toya is an Aries. That makes so much sense. So much sense. But yeah, y'all, that was my recap. It was a little bit longer. We went to 40 minutes today. Next up, I guess that will be my Salt Lake City recap. And then Beverly Hills comes on tomorrow, and then we got Traders on Thursday. Whoo, Bravo is keeping the lights on, y'all. Like they're putting my ass to work. So yeah, in order for me to focus on these recaps, please make sure, if you can't give a little tip, look, give a ninja a like and subscribe too. So yeah, make sure y'all support the kid. Thank you. But yeah, y'all, with that, y'all have a lovely evening. I'm going to try to enjoy this high if it ever comes. So yeah, with that, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see y'all for the next episode.